This is potentially the first video I ever make. There's a lot of content, obviously, out there in the world, and this is just another voice. The purpose of me making this video is twofold. One, it just presents a perspective of what I feel like is a pretty normal person trying to figure out life. If somebody else is able to learn from that and it helps them, we've accomplished mission one. And the second thing is, because I'm trying to figure out who I am, what I'm doing, the direction I'm going, it helps me by speaking aloud. Journaling, of course, helps too, but speaking, whether it be to others or to the internet in this case, helps as well. And if it helps me figure out my life, then mission two is accomplished. And if neither of those things happen, at the end of the day, I learned to do a little bit of video editing. So who I am today, my name is Jacob Green, 28-year-old, and I'm feeling directionless. The feeling of directionlessness, it's not a good feeling, right? It's one that I want to get rid of. A little bit of background to how I got to where I am today. I graduated college in 2020, got a job just fine September of that year. Dual degree, one in essentially biochemistry and another one in chemical engineering. I began working for more or less the Department of Energy as a weapons engineer out in Knoxville, Tennessee. And that was a good first job. In college, my responsibilities are pretty clear. Make good grades, go to the gym, hang out with my friends. I loved college. I had a blast in school. And I came into government work with this same mentality and attitude and work ethic that got me through chemical engineering. That was met with some resistance. It's no secret that the government is inefficient, is probably the nicest way to describe them, and my enthusiasm was met with, if I could describe my enthusiasm and work ethic as a fire, the government is cold water, and they will throw it on you repeatedly until it goes out because no one gets anything done quickly there, and if you try to, it irritates people because it makes them look bad. Not only because it makes them look bad, but because stuff, especially in the weapons world, just doesn't move quickly. So it doesn't matter how many times I ask for something. It's just not going to come any faster. I spent 2 years working this government job. And over the course of the 2 years, I went from having these aspirations. I was sure I wanted to be an astronaut. And there were some really cool things going on at this place that I was working that would allow me to explore that. Basically, over the course of 2 years, I became less and less sure of what I want, less and less sure of who I was, and just sort of fell into stride with everybody else. I left the government job at the end of 22, came to work into a sales job, totally different world, office furniture of all things, totally unrelated to my education, my professional background. Worked for a wholesaler, travel all over the state of Alabama. It's business to business sales, so I maintain about 150 or so relationships. That was a much better job for me because I'm a social person. It's a different problem every day. Yes, it's office furniture, it's not weapons. You would think it's not as complex, but it actually is more difficult because the problems are never the same. That's been a good job for me too. 2 years in the government job, 2 years in this job, 2 years into this office furniture job. I've finished the steep part of the learning curve. I know what I need to do to get better. I know what I need to do to increase sales, and I've done a good job. I've had a girlfriend for 4.5 years, same girlfriend. I'm just kind of at that what's next part of life. The natural progression would be get married, start a family, continue to grow in this job. I don't feel driven any one direction, called any one direction. I don't want to go to the next step of anything just because it seems like the right next step. I want to know. I want to know that is the right thing to do. But I don't know what I want with anything. Thinking about that makes me feel sick, I guess. It gives me anxiety. I know I need to figure it out. There's some obvious things I can write down, but kind of my top goal is like, figure out what you want. Figure out who you want to be. And it's easy to want to try to just not think about it and to cope, push it off, drink, smoke, play video games, whatever. But the pressure is mounting on myself. I pressure myself. It keeps me up at night. It wakes me up in the morning. I know God put me on this earth for a reason. So I am going back to the basics and to start with what I know. First and foremost, and this is my Catholic upbringing, we're on this earth to know, love, and serve God and be happy with Him in heaven. I have my faith. If nothing else, I can go to church. I have the sacraments. That's number one. Number two, I know I'm capable. I know I can do what I set my mind to. I got those degrees, did some hard government work. Now I'm doing sales. I did well in both. I know I can do it. I know what the good disciplines are: sleep, diet, exercise, sunlight, touch grass, right? I have a clear set of responsibilities with my current job, essentially boiled down to sell more furniture. In Matthew McConaughey's book, Green Lights, he says something to the effect of, you don't have to figure out the yeses. It's pretty easy to know what the no's are. If you eliminate the no's, the yeses will become clear. So, paths forward. Forget trying to have it all figured out right now. Do what I know is right, and don't do what I know is wrong. Mass, the sacraments, staying in a state of grace. Sleep, exercise, diet. My life is objectively better if I sleep 8 hours, exercise every day, and eat healthy. Do my responsibilities in my job. And that's kind of it, right? That's sort of the base to doing things right. And then wrong. Stop the coping mechanism. Stop the stuff in excess, particularly the drinking, the smoking, the video games, eating crap food. Sin, particularly as a man, I struggle with sins against purity. Really, the opposite of the right stuff. So do what I know I'm supposed to do. Don't do what I know I'm not supposed to do. And in the vast amount of free time that will create, things that I have interest in. And I have a lot of interests. One of them is video editing, playing the guitar, rugby, dance, medicine, space, singing. Go to other parts of the world, not just Europe. These are all things that I have interest in. Pray that God instills in my heart His will. I could just stop this recording, not edit it, and go play Minecraft. But I ask God to instill in my heart His will so that my desires are His will. I'm not trying to get religious. This is what's worked for me in the past. That's my video. Thanks for coming to my Theodore talk. Adding something after I finished my video, I wanted to say what my intentions were with the channel going forward. At the end of this video, I just summarized what I need to do. My next video will be about making time for those things, doing what I say I need to do, and sharing those experiences and my growth, hopefully coming to an understanding of what it is I want in this world, and then what happens after that. That's all I have today. I'll probably try to do this every 2 weeks, and we'll just see where it goes.